We're going to move on to our 6.6 presentation of the North Coast Opportunities Building Up Individuals and Local Development Program, the BUILD program. Supervisor Peiska, I think you're the sponsor of this.
I am. Come on up. North Coast Opportunities Build program. We have Derek Fiedler, Justin Gaddy. This is a project that we have presented on several times before. We have a spring cohort that I think we're going to get an update for. And I don't know, do we have a funding update that we can share yet?
Yes, we have numbers.
Yes. Okay. So this program is just one of the things that I'm so proud of and so happy about. This is what generational change looks like. And I will hand it over to Derek, our program manager, who will walk us through everything that's new with the program and updates for our new board members, and hopefully share this new funding news.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor. Actually going to have my director, Justin Gaddy, start us off.
Good morning, Supervisors, community partners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Justin Gaddy. I serve as the Director of Community Wellness at North Coast Opportunities, or NCO. We are a nonprofit community action agency that proudly serves Lake County since 1968. Our mission is to support individuals and families in achieving self-reliance while building stronger, more resilient communities across the region. North Coast Opportunities was originally established in the 60s as a part of President Lyndon B. Johnson's War on Poverty. While we began serving Lake and Mendocino counties, NCO has expanded to Del Norte, Humboldt, Napa, Solano, and Sonoma counties. Over the decades, NCO has developed a wide range of impactful programs from early childhood through Head Start to numerous community impact initiatives that address an evolving needs to our communities. As part of our commitment to Lake County, NCO operates several key programs under the Community Wellness Department focusing on community development, fire resilience, volunteer engagement, and disaster recovery. These include home hardening programs, the volunteer network, disaster case management, and the BUILD program. This morning, I'm especially proud to highlight the BUILD, or Building Up Individuals and Local Development Programs, a hands-on construction training workforce development initiative. This supports local residents through a paid 4-month earn and learn model, equipping participants essential trade skills and creating pathways to a long-term employment in the construction industry. In doing so, the BUILD program helps address urgent and local needs around housing, economic opportunity, and workforce development. To provide a closer look into the programs and recent programs' success, the future goals in Lake County, I'd like to introduce Coordinator Mike Willis and Derek Fiedler, Project Manager of the BUILD program. Thank you for your time and your support and your continued partnership.
So the BUILD program is unique because it combines doing work out in the community with paid apprentice-based hands-on training. So today we're going to be sharing about our construction fundamentals track. Here's a timeline of what a typical cohort looks like. We have one in fall and we have one in spring. We start out by receiving an average of about 60 to 65 applications. And then we narrow that down with interviews. And then from there, we go into our workshop week. This is kind of like a period where we can get a clear picture of what they're about and what the program is about. And then we have 4 months of paid training, which is approximately 400 hours of work. People that qualify for the BUILD program are 18 and over. They have to be experiencing some type of barrier to employment, whether it's lack of experience or homelessness, transportation, justice involvement. And they have to indicate that they are motivated to begin a career in the trades. There's a picture of hands-on workshops as well as in the office workshop. That's Danny Dix with Accurate Development Construction, and he's providing a master class of career in the trades for our workshop attendees. Once we narrow it down to 6, so we go from 60 all the way down to 6 paid training. That's probably one of the most difficult parts of Mike and I's job. And then we have a spending spree, so then they are provided with all of the merchandise that they need as far as steel-toe boots, rain jackets, even all the way down to socks. That way they are job ready day one. They also get the build merch, so that way they're part of the team. And they get hand tools, tool belts, again, anything that they need to get started. We do site tours of some of the largest construction sites in the county, as well as a tool training, so that way they are safe and confident using any and all of the tools that we have in our inventory. And they get a little bit more training. They say before you build a mansion, build a cottage, but before you build a cottage, you might want to build one of these things here, these small structures. And then they get to work. Here's a picture of one of the crew working on a remodel for a house intended for people coming out of homelessness, having a safe place to be. I think they did a pretty good job. They work together, train together, and then they graduate together. And so it's an honor to have supervisors attend the build graduations. They're growing into be quite the event. Time to celebrate the success of the crew, as well as acknowledge all of the key partnerships. Really, the goal of the build program is to provide as many opportunities in a 4-month window as possible for people to, change their trajectory. And we're starting to see that now that we're 5 years in. Mike will talk about that later, but I just got to say we recently had someone reach out and say, I just bought my first house. And so we're starting to see these like long-term, career and life changes in people's lives. But here's kind of like the secret to our success. We have a strong mentorship and coaching support. We have case management. Sorry, it looks like those boxes kind of shrunk when it went from file to file there. Everyone's a coach, so we have a staff culture where everybody has coaching moments, from people that actually have job titles as career coach to folks that even have administrative assistant. We've seen that there's opportunities to be coaches. Creating opportunities for exposure and experience, as well as employer networks, so that way people are well connected in their career advancement, and of course addressing any tool gaps or skill building. So for the last approximately 5 years, we've had a total participants of 48, 36 of which have completed the on-the-job training with the build program, which is at least 300 hours, although we do aim for 400. 32 graduates have been employed. We've had 2 early placements, so a total of 34 employed builders. Based on our connections with the other state programs, other California workforce development programs, they typically aim for an average of 50% success rate. We're proud to say that we have an 89% success rate. So graduates of the build program, 89% of them are hired, find jobs either before, right at graduation, or after graduation. I want to highlight one of our key partnerships at Mendocino College at the Lake Center in Lakeport. They have a sustainable construction training program, and they offer these non-credit courses to the community, but it's most of the classes are mandatory for our builders. So on Fridays and a couple Saturdays, they go to the construction lab and they get to practice their skills and build small structures, anywhere from playhouses to the sheds that you see in the picture. The other benefit is that they earn academic certificates, not just on-the-job training certificates from us, anywhere from first aid CPR, OSHA 10 safety, as well as, which one am I forgetting, Mike? Oh, forklift and scissor lift. That's a fun one because their prizes, they get these prizes, but they stick them up at the top of lamp poles and other things. They have to go get them. We offer workshop days. These are critical to their professional development. In the picture is Don Smith offering Purpose Workshop through the Blue Zones. Redwood Credit Union offers financial literacy, how to build a budget. Hey, you're getting paychecks. What's a responsible way of building wealth? Career Agility, Woodland Community College. They have access to legal services of Northern California. Resume and interview prep with Career Point Lake, as well as interviews with contractors. Apprenticeships are a big part of what we do, in addition to the direct jobs that we do. The apprenticeships are anywhere from just local small contractors that are, good small business owners to some of the largest job sites in the county. The picture behind this list is of BLH's, I think they have between 60 and 70 unit apartment complex in Kelseyville that they're currently building. But here's a list of our builders that we have connected with, anywhere from Bridges Construction, Barron Construction, Danco, TNT Construction. These partners are absolutely critical to gaining that exposure to some of the best job sites and best experience in Lake County for our workers. Just highlight a few. So Bridges Construction, I mean, look at this. They get to work shoulder to shoulder with some of the best carpenters in the county, getting hands-on real-world experience. Palace and Place over in Nice, so this is 40 units. I'm sure you are very familiar with that. Thank you again for bringing this to Lake County. It was a thrill to work with the main contractor, Pacific Builders. The experience for our 3 cohorts that were able to work on this site was amazing. It led to 2 jobs, as well as connection to all the other subcontractors and the experience of working at a large job site. And just to tie a bow in it, I know there's a few people in the room that's in this photo, but just to be a part of that bookend of cutting the ribbon and just looking around, and it really sank in. I was like, man, the work that our builders got to help with this place, like, how many years is this going to be here housing families? 50 plus years? And they got a hand in it. And often they also apply for this housing. I know at the Danco work site in Clear Lake, we had 2 of our builders that got jobs, but also 2 that are living there currently. But we do take on projects directly as a crew out in the community, and we have worked on 43 projects, 6 of which are transitional housing, 31 are rental, and 8 are owner occupied. Our main goal is to help homes become habitable and accessible. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our project coordinator, our crew coach, Mike Willis, and he'll give you a snapshot of what some of these projects look like.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for being a little late. I had some mechanical problems. It's always wonderful to just come here to just give our presentation, to just say thanks to all of you for supporting the BUILD program. This picture here, we got a referral. I got it all written down on paper, but I think I could tell about it. This was a referral in Kelseyville, elderly woman that called, and she was in need of help. She had air coming through her door. Her floor was sagging a little bit, and she didn't know what to do. She had mold in her washroom, her bathroom. And when Derek and I got there, we thought originally we could just put some weather stripping around the door. Simple problem. Well, it turned out not to be that. She had a crack frame. So we told her that we would fix the door, replace it, in which we did. I told her to call her insurance company about the mildew, because the mildew and mold, we really is not capable of doing that. So I called Bridges. Bridges came out. She said her insurance company was not going to pay for it. I stayed on her. I went there 2-3 times and constantly told her, call your insurance company, call your insurance company. They'll fix it. Bridges came out, look and behold, her insurance paid to get the mold done in the bathroom, her washroom. They put her a new floor in the washroom, kitchen, and her other bathroom. It's those type of connections and stuff that I really enjoy. This is the door. On the first photo, we didn't know it was rot up under the door, so we had to replace the rot up under the door before we could even be able to put the new door in. That was a good job there. She also sent us a letter. My eyesight is not that good, but maybe you guys could read it. Yeah, read it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, from Deborah, it says, Dear Mike and crew, thank you for purchasing and installing a new front door in my mobile home You guys went above and beyond. I appreciate all that you have done for me, as I don't have the money for things like that. Sincerely, Deborah.
It's little letters and those appreciation words that motivates Derek and myself and Justin to do as much as we can for each and every one who called. This particular job was in Kelseyville. This was another referral. We get so many referral jobs. We have jobs, but referrals keeps coming in. It's hard to keep up with all the jobs. This job was in Kelseyville. We got there to the house, in the shower. That's the floor up under the shower. The shower itself was broken because the floor started sinking. So it was all cracked. The water was going through there into the flooring. So the floor had to be replaced. We had to put a new bathtub in, new inserts all the way around. Had to put the door in. This particular job was even more special than the other one. Elderly lady. Her daughter had moved back with her mom to take care of her. Her daughter had stage 3 cancer. She was going to treatments. Her mom and I, we talked a lot while the work was being done. She expressed to me that she didn't have the money or funds to have this work done. She told me that she had prayed and hoped that someone would come and be able to help her solve her situation. I'm glad that the Bill program was able to be there to help her. This is her speaking.
A brand new shower, which we have today. Been waiting for a long time for something like this. I'm totally grateful. I couldn't be more grateful than to have something so beautiful and new as this is. And eventually, things are going to get better in my home. I thank the Lord for that.
All right, thank you. Once again, I just started to get their testimonies. It's one thing for the homeowners to tell me and the Bill crew how much they appreciate the work, but it means a lot more when we could share it with you here, when we give a presentation, or even if we show it to our crew. We have probably 2 or 3 more testimonials on videos just like this. And once again, we just say thank you for supporting us. Okay, now we're going to talk about this graduate here. I can't tell you his name, but he works for Right on Time, AC. When he came to the program, he was undecided about coming to the Bill program or going to work for Coca-Cola. He started sagging, coming to work. Then he finally made his mind up that he was gonna stick with the Bill program. He wanted to make it work. During the course of the 3-month period, he encountered a situation on the job where Clear Lake is a small community. People know people and people gossip and talk. He came to me and told me that he wasn't going back to that job. And that was it. And I had a real coaching moment with him. And to put it simple, I just told him, don't let no one stop you from achieving your goals. Irregardless of what they say to you, if there's not physically harming you and stuff, you go back to that job site. Don't worry about what they're saying. You stay there and you work. You're working for your future. You're working for your family. Make a long story short, he went back. He came back. I think Derek was in the office when he came back, and he thanked me. He graduated. He got a job at Right on Time. At Right on Time, I think the first week he pulled up in front of the office, and this is a picture of us with his Right on Time truck, and he's been working there ever since. He just had another baby, good success story. But I could go on and on. We got people graduated. They are firefighters. Some work for Jonas. 2 have been employed by Right on Time. By Valley Glass. And the list just goes on and on. We had one young man yesterday come into the office. He graduated 2 crews ago. He wasn't that spectacular or anything, but the last week and a half of the course, he started rising to the top. He didn't get a job. No, he did get a job when he graduated. It only lasted 2 weeks. But he stuck to what we were teaching him about life and how he has to keep on pressing forward and going on. He came in office yesterday. He'd been working for Amazon for about 1.5 years now. He told us also that he's taking a course to be a lineman. And he just thanked Derek and I for just being there for him. And we made a big change in his life. If we could just do that with each and every one of our young men and women, then the BUILD program is a success. I could keep on going because I got some more stuff for you.
That helps.
But but I know we have a limited time. It's just one more thing, if I could just say, with all these young men and women graduating, I sat down one day at my desk and I did the math on how much money a month these young men and women bring right back to Lakeport. And that's what this program is all about, building up these young men and women and having them to live right here in Lakeport, putting money right back in the community and sharing their stories about the BUILD program with other people. That's it.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So just a couple more slides here. So in addition to the housing that we work on community enrichment projects where we can. Our priority is the housing, but where we can, we like to do projects like the gazebo over in Clear Lake, in collaboration with Barbara Kreiswitz and her merry band of volunteers. Our build crew was able to make repairs and then painted the structure as well. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's a good one, Sam. Thank you. Yeah, so that is the summary and a window into our construction fundamentals track of our build program. So for folks that are interested in applying, they can go to our website, ncoinc.org/build. They could scan the QR code while it lasts, because I'm going to go to the next slide in a sec. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, hope you got it. We're going to be opening up the applications June 15th, so make sure to get it in before August 15th for the 6 paid positions for the fall crew. We're excited to also announce, We're also excited to announce that we have additional tracks coming in. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have a specialty track in addition to the one I shared about today. For those that want to go into the HVAC and solar field, we'll have a crew that's specifically just for that, another paid crew. And the cool thing, the part I like, is that whenever people graduate, there's some that are like ready to go. Obviously, like there's some already have jobs lined out a month before graduation. Others, they graduate and they're like, I wish I could apply again. Can I apply again? And they just need more time. This allows us more time, offering these, I call them 201 tracks. So they could do four months in this fundamentals track, but then they could apply for these. That way they could stay in the nest or stay in the program for up to a year, even a year and a half. That goes towards, if they want to get a contractor's license, all of those hours add up. And for folks that are motivated for that, it'd be great for the BUILD program to continue to offer programs like this. But if there's any other needs in the industries here, and that a hands-on apprenticeship-based learning model could be of use, Build program wants to be able to facilitate that and help in any way possible. Okay, now next slide, Sam. Thank you. Okay, now the numbers. I don't know if you could do it full screen because the numbers are kind of small. So the total revenue of our ARPA Lake County grant is originally it was 800,000, and then now it is 1,065,000, thanks to the 265,000 extension that went through at the end of last year. And this gives you a look at how we've spent the money since 2022. These numbers were in combination with another smaller grant that we had called Breaking Barriers. So some of these line items look like they're much larger than they are because we use this grant to pay for things that the other grant couldn't. And so if you'll see personnel costs, operating program supplies, so program supplies, $50,000. That would be for all of the materials from the jobs that you saw that we put in, paying for things like the door, paying for lumber for decks, and et cetera. We have spent $790,000, so just about at that original 800,000 mark. So we're excited to be able to use the extension, the 265,000, for the remainder of this year. Okay, next slide. Here's our contact information. Encourage you to get in contact with us, phone, email, or on the website. Thank you. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Supervisor Pyska?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the next round of funding? Can we talk about that yet?
Well, some of them we can't. I know at one
Yes.
point we had up to 8 different grants that we were applying through.
Okay. So I won't put you on that spot then.
I would love to dive into it, but yes.
And so maybe we'll get an update on that soon. This, just for our new colleagues, this when the county received the American Rescue Plan Act funding, we had this opportunity to invest $800,000, and then because that money all had to be spent down by the end of 2024, there was some extra. So that's how we have this spring cohort going. It's the only way that we had this spring cohort funding. So this investment has fundamentally changed the lives of people in our community who need it the most. And it was not a handout, it was a hand up. And these two guys, if you come to the graduations, which I encourage you all to come to the graduations, you will cry. But you will hear the stories of how they've been coached with life lessons and tough talk, hard conversations. You don't let these folks get away with anything, right? You hold them accountable, Mr. Mike, you do. And that's what they need to change their lives, get their lives on a new path, provide for their families. And I can't believe one of them's buying a home now. That is incredible news. So we are continuing to look for funding so that we can keep this program going, because it's not just these folks that are in the program that their lives are being changed, but we're always hearing the stories of the people that need work on their houses. You know, we heard last year about the woman who her house had a fire in it, and she got back in her house for Christmas, and she had no other way to fix her home. So it's hitting our community on so many different fronts. So thanks for coming again, and I really look forward to the graduation. I hope that you can send the invitation to all of us so that we can come. It should be coming up next month. Is it in May sometime?
Yeah, it's going to be either May 21st or 22nd. Just have to confirm that, and then we'll send the invite to you.
Yeah. So, incredible success story. I appreciate all that you do for these folks, because you will do whatever it takes to get them across the finish line. It's a small group, but that small group has a big impact on our community. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and thanks for coming again for this presentation.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Supervisor Sabatier?
So, thank you for the presentation. Appreciate the work that you do. And yes, those graduations are outstanding. And in fact, the reason I want to say something is because of something that Mr. Mike told me during graduation. I think he got in trouble for saying something to me. But you said that's your MO. if there's a way, if we're not already planning to do it, and I think it was a good idea, so I want to share to see if it's possible as we progress into our plan for developing housing in Lake County, to try to embed or at least offer to embed the idea of being open with working with the BUILD program. They seem to be finding ways to work with many of the projects that are happening here, but to try and embed it in there to make it an easy, open relationship so that they don't have to break through any kind of barriers. I know, for example, at the courthouse, there seem to have been some barriers. You got connected, but not necessarily possible. But for other projects, if we can make it easier, we're already kind of helping to fund this program. We're seeing the successes of this program. If we can embed them in some of the contracts that or agreements that we make for future development, I think making sure that they have access to those developments to make it as simple as possible, and we gain and benefit from all the experience that they're providing to all these young men and women. If it's something that's doable, love to see it happen.
Thank you.
Not forgotten the comment that you made.
Appreciate it.
I think this is, I know when we had this presentation last year, I was just really impressed with it. I think the thoughts back to when I first got on, having issues with people having the opportunity to build in general. No pun intended about the name of the group, but people were taking priority, or contractors were taking priority in Sonoma at the time. Because, I remember that being an issue, so folks weren't able to hire here. Now you're training folks and getting them in this program who are embedded in the community, which will, encourage more likely them to stay here and work, If they do go off, that's fine, but at the same time, they come from here. You've helped build that program, and that's just, I think this is gonna help with that to continue forward. So I'm excited to find out about the funding coming forward. I know how that goes, so, but yeah, just thank you again for the work you do with these folks. Yeah. Anyone else from the board? Anyone from the public that would like to comment on this item? Zoom? All right. Well, thank you again for the presentation. Keep up the good work.
And I do want to have you back when you have the new tracks defined.
Yes.
So that we can talk about what those programs look like, because that's important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, as soon as we get that go-ahead, we'd love to give you another presentation, and we'll let Mike tell a couple more stories, and we'll go from there.
Those are good stories, by the way.
Yeah.
They really help. So I appreciate hearing that, that direct connection, the actual empirical knowledge that everyone's going through. And there's more to just training on building houses, is, teaching them about life, so thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the investment, and thank you for the opportunity to share.